They're going to update it. We got to see who scores. Once we see who scores, going to reach out, give Dylan that call. We got to see what the previous Fanta C Deez Nutz champion has to say for himself. Got to see you. So first time we're doing it on the show. We got to see what happens. See if it works. What's up? You there?
Fantasy manager decision. I thought it was a great call.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I thought that I didn't even notice that you picked him up. So we're talking about Dalton Kincaid. Dalton Kincaid got picked up at like 6:43 on the waiver line. Let's see. I'm going to confirm that time right now. Yeah, 6:43. Yeah, literally.
It's really close.
So what were you? What even made you pick him up? Like, what were you doing?
I'm not gonna lie, it was a bit of a desperation move. I just kind of like Dalton Kincaid. That's really all it is. And then, I mean, you got to be on top of it. You got to set that alarm weekly for fantasy. 6:40 every Thursday. You got to lock in. The alarm went off. Needed to make some changes. I'm not so sure about my 5th round Loveland pick. I know I got a lot of heat for that, but I fell into the trap as a Bears fan. That's all I can say.
Damn. You know what? I can relate because in another league, I actually drafted him too, and he's on the bench already. Had to sit his ass down. I'm like, what is? He's got like 2 targets, but we'll focus on what matters. And right now, that's that. I mean, you picked up Dalton Kincaid. He's got what, 13 points already?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. I mean, so I think in our league, I feel like everybody likes to kind of dog the 8-man league thing. I think, in my opinion, it's a little more difficult because you actually have to manage when you have such a loaded team.
Yeah, low-key.
Maybe that's a hot take. I don't know. But the 2 gurus, if you will, for the NFL in our chat/league, neither have won yet. Not sure what that's about.
Facts.
I just want to make sure that that's stated for the record. But yet, they're the ones who talk the most smack. So, I just, again, need to put that out there.
I mean, and that's 100% facts. We know who it is. They know who they are, too. And I know that they're both salty. And one of them's losing already. Let me pull up that. You're up on him right now. The Danuelitos losing 13-0. And I, low-key right now, I'm sure, I know you're watching the game. I know you probably thought, like I did, that was Kincaid.
Oh, I 100% thought that was Kincaid. All these tight ends, they all wear like 80-something. But, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I mean, honestly, if he does nothing the rest of the game, I think that was a solid move.
Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, just to pick someone up and he gets 13 points, and that's probably like the tight end average.
Man. Also, dude, a quick tidbit. I was really sick. I did have Dalton Kincaid for first touchdown. Just a kind of a brutal beat on that one.
You had it you did have it?
I did have it. ESPN
but that other dude, was it for like first touchdown for the whole game?
Yeah, yeah. So it's not for the first team, but the promo is nice because they give you $40 and they will give you 20 of it back if it loses. They get 20 of the 40 back, but it was 40 for $760.
Damn, so that would have been a come up. That would have been crazy. I mean, but that's just how it goes. You can't have everything. You can't have them win in fantasy and win the bets. Unless it's just like one of those hot, crazy weekends.
Gotta fix
oh my God. I'm just all right. There we go. Sorry, guys. I throwing a Tyreek Hill right there. I got a little nervous. I'm playing against him right now. Keats got him. And I know that he always goes off. But so what else I wanted to ask you too. So who would you think is your bigger rival though? Is it Danny or is it Nate? Or is it somebody else?
Oh, it's 100% Danny. 100%. Not even close. And I'll tell you why. It's because Danny, one, he's the commissioner. So, I mean, beating the commissioner is always great. But when he's not, like, doing well, he'll do this thing where he says, like, it's complete luck. And that narrative, it's not even – I don't think it's even an old joke at this point. I think it's just a strong narrative because we'll hear it every year.
Yeah.
I don't know if, that's just how I feel about it.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand that either. And like you were saying a little bit earlier, is that it really is like, it's obviously easier to have better players, but it's like the same, like I was talking about my matchup last week and it's like, all right, I'm going to sit out Bo Nix. I'm going to play Justin Fields. I sat out a Doomsday and played like Travis Hunter just because of the matchups. And then boom, like you lose the game by 20 points because the other team also has a brick. So it's kind of like managing the Golden State Warriors when they were a crazy squad and seeing like who do you want to play.
the great thing is that I guarantee you I've left the most points on my bench since our league has started. I think back-to-back weeks I've at least left 70 to 80 points on my bench.
Hey, 1-1 still though. It's not bad.
I'll take 1-1. So I guess I will say there's a little bit of luck there, but I mean on the flip side, like, you know, we'll see.
I mean, I feel like that. I get the whole like there's luck, but that's also for everybody. So I don't like when like any sport, even when you win, like every team that's ever won something, there's always luck, but there's also you get lucky based off the decisions that you make. So picking up Dalton Kincaid could be lucky, but he also got the points and he's on your roster, so you made that decision to pick him up. So it's like a old, like you said, kind of that narratives week where, yeah, it's obviously lucky but everybody that wins is lucky. So it's like Danny thinking that he's winning because he's good, but then other people are winning because they're lucky. But it's also, that's like the dumbest logic to me.
I take so much pleasure in beating him and Nate because again, like they're the supposed football guys, but you know, they just can't seem to win an 8-man league as easy and as lucky as it can be.
It's pretty funny though. And I know that it eats them away and it eats at them like all the time. I know that their wives are probably at home with them sometimes, like, just shut the fuck up. It's fantasy football. And they know that I know they're salty because they talk about their other league. And I'm like, bro, I don't care about your other league. I'm worried about this league.
The most amazing thing Danny ever said was, like, y'all don't even play fantasy for real. I still to this day have no idea what that
means. Low-key, I don't know what that means. Like when you think about it like that, it just sounds so funny because it's like, what are you, like on the field somewhere, Danny?
I feel like the gut reaction is to like be offended, but then you're just like, wait, what? What does that even mean?
And that's also worse. Like if he thinks he's doing something that's like harder to do, then think about how much stupider that is that he's still not doing good. Like, bro, I'm studying and locked in, and you're still beating me. You don't even do it right. Like, come on.
I don't even look at any like draft boards or anything until maybe the day before, if that. And I'll be honest, I don't even do
that. Dude, I try to do less, honestly, because the more you do, sometimes it just gets in your head more. But starting off, like, I mean, 0-2, I'm not even that mad just because I was looking at the scores before. I'm like, all right, we're not in a bad position. Last week I tweaked, and the week before it was like Jamar Chase got 3, AJ Brown got 1, Worthy got hurt and got 0. So barely not worried about that. And I mean, you are a champion, so you know what you're talking about in the Fanta C Deez Nutz league. And Danny, I know Danny's hurting right now. He's not even responding to anything, so he's probably broke his phone. Or he's chasing around the Rugrats somewhere at home.
Could be. Third Rugrat on the way as well.
Dang, that's true too. And like ASAP. I keep forgetting that it's like super soon. There's everybody getting on the board, guys. Everybody getting on the board so far that's playing. Anybody that's not playing, yeah. Right now, Keith's the low man out, 1.5 points. Dylan's up 13.1-0 against the Don Huelitos, and I know Don Huelito is somewhere at home. Being sad. And I was going to ask you what inspired your team name, but I feel like we kind of already know probably what the inspiration is.
I was going to say the phrase no cap, right? Mm-hmm. But again, I wanted to get something somewhat original that it was simple. I'm a less is more guy. And then I thought it just fit. Like there is no cap in the league, you know, currently, and there hasn't been for some time. So I just thought it was fitting.
Yeah, I feel like once you win, it's like, fuck it. I'm never going to change my name. If I won, that's when I'll not change my name anymore is after I win. Besides that, I'm like the type, like, got to start fresh every season.
I know we're golfing Sunday, dude, but I'm looking at the rest of this Bears schedule, and I really don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. God. I thought we'd at least be 1-on-1 at this point, possibly like in an optimistic world 2-0, but I don't know, dude.
I know, and I feel like I'm falling into that trap too, where like I'm like, man, you know, I do think Caleb's doing good. I think the defense sucks, but then I'm like already like, man, I mean, they play the Cowboys, like they could win that game, and I think it's just all on the defense. And I was actually another little like question to ask too is, and I've been thinking about it to myself, is like, why do I like? I know I'm not gonna stop being a Bears fan, but I'm like, why do I actually like care? Like last week I was legitimately like, what the fuck is going on? And I don't know, like what's your reason that you even keep being a Bears fan?
I feel one, I bought the Caleb jersey, so I need to get all the ROI on that. But I think so. I think I mentioned this earlier in the chat, but I was watching the Cowboys documentary thing, and I'm like, okay, like in retrospect, right? It's awesome. Like they ended up winning. They ended up being like this insane thing in NFL history. But it started off pretty rocky, and I think my main thing or like question, I guess, is like, how long are we gonna give Caleb? Because I feel like him and Ben just don't click, man. I don't know. Like it's really early to tell, but I just like I don't know, man. I don't see it. It's
For
weird.
real, you
like,
don't think so? You don't think they're clicking? I think they are.
I just feel like they have this weird friction, man. Maybe it's just like Caleb's not used to being coached like that.
True.
I don't know, man.
I feel like it sounds like the most millennial thing for me to say, but I feel like it's just Caleb's like attitude, like the whole like that.
Dude, it has to be. Like, I mean,
and Ben Johnson seems old school too, so it's kind of like that friction of like being a hard ass and then a kid that wants you to like baby him, kind of.
Yeah, and like God forbid Tyson Bagent gets like 2 starts and like
oh my god, if they do that, it's
like
over.
That could be even more problematic than only winning like 6 games.
Yeah, that's true. Man, and shout out to Nico and Carlos in the chat right now. We got Cicerano and Nico Morales. And Carlos, we're going up against each other, brother. So I'm coming for your neck. I'm trying to cook your ass, cooking ass. And Nico, I hate the Packers, but you guys are kicking ass this season too. So it's crazy. And I know Nico's laughing every time we're talking about the Bears. It's got to be, I know I hate him because he's being a Packers fan, but it's got to feel good sometimes to just see how much we suck. Because I do think, though, Caleb will probably, I think he's good. I feel like a lot of it is obviously the running game. Like Swift got let go from the Lions for a reason. And then also the defense has just been terrible, getting cooked like nonstop.
Yeah. And I mean, dude, Dak could light us up. I don't know. I'm nervous. I'm nervous at a potential 4-0 start. That's really my nightmare scenario.
Oh, like 0-4, you mean?
That at Raiders game, I like, again, right? Like in theory, I think the fan in me is like, yeah, I think we should win that game. But like on the road at Vegas, I don't feel good about it.
Yeah, losing the first game is really what like fucked us up, because then they should have won. Then you're at least 1-1, and then that builds more momentum, because then I feel like, all right, cool, they'll beat the Raiders. But yeah, I think that's a trap game too, because Geno Smith is always like randomly a dog. Pete Carroll's like obviously a more experienced coach than Ben Johnson, and just in general, like even Genty hasn't really been doing anything. Oh, and looks like we got Gio's up now 17-0 on Nation of Domination. That would also be the funniest thing ever too. Like Gio beat me, that's whatever, I don't care. But I know Nate will probably cry if he loses to you and Gio back-to-back weeks.
Oh, 100%. And then I'm looking at the schedule. After the Raiders game, we come in at Monday night against the Commanders. Like, we already know the history there. And then, like, we finally have the Saints at home, like, in week 6. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, and it's kind of like what's going to be the state of the team once we get to week 6. It could either be all over or we could be in a good spot.
Yeah, the season could just be absolutely mailed in at that point. Like, I was hoping for, like, a shot at, like, a wild card playoff spot, but, like, that's just...
Yeah, they'd have to be at least 9-8, and I don't know where they're going to win 9 games. But they have to win this weekend, if anything, like, no matter what. And the good thing is it's in Chicago, and that the Cowboys just barely beat the Giants. So if we can't beat them, I feel like we don't even deserve to win, like, any games at that point.
Man, dude, I think, yeah, like you said, the way we lost that game, like, we absolutely had it in the bag. We kind of gave it away. I don't know. I think in that one, I kind of put that on Ben a little bit, because I'm like, I don't know. There's just... Like,
yeah, like we just couldn't score or do anything. I mean, you got to have some... Like, it was basically once his, like, scripted plays were all done in the first half, Brian Flores kind of dominated him.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part, though, that he's from our division, so we don't even have an upper hand on division games because he's already been in the division on the Lions as the offensive coordinator. So it's going to be interesting, but we got the Cowboys this weekend. You're up right now 13-0 on Dan Juanitos, and the Bills are at the 14 right now, stomping down, about to score. Danny's going to be coming on at halftime, so commissioner said he was too busy during the game. I don't know what he's doing, filling out paperwork or something. But he's going to be jumping on at halftime. And I'm excited to see what he has to say, being down 13-0. What he has to say about the transaction time. He's going to probably try to veto it and say that it was invalid because maybe he's like, you got to do it an hour before. I could see commissioner making up some rules on the fly. But
it wouldn't surprise me, man. There's just, the collusion in our league has been, talked about for a couple of years now. There was some shaky things in the past. Don't want to open old wounds, but it's there.
We know who they are out there. We know that maneuver that happened a few years back where rosters got tainted, and we moved on. We've inserted GOS baby. I'm not going to say his real name or his team name. And he's up right now, 17.8. Nate's somewhere out there driving the roads of Florida, pissed off, and probably wondering what he did to deserve to start losing to Geo. But thanks for calling, Dylan, or thanks for answering the call because I called you. And we'll definitely get you back on, see what happens next week after this W you're probably going to get against Danny. And Danny, I know you're out there listening, sad as hell. And we'll talk to you soon. But thanks for coming through, Dillo. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, brother.
Deuces. All right, y'all. That was my boy Dylan. Me and Dylan known each other since we were 5 years old. So that's like 27 years of being friends. All the craziness, like being brothers. We go through everything, arguing, yelling, fun, all that crazy stuff. And now we're in the fantasy league, and he's winning. He's a champ. I should have actually pulled that up. That's what I was gonna do, but I forgot because we started talking about some other stuff and good stuff there, like bringing up some of the stuff on the Bears. It's going to be crazy this next week to see if we can get a W because 0-3, things are only going to get worse from there. So this was last year. Last year was close. Everybody besides a couple people were all just like, is that last year? Yeah. This was just pretty much right there. Boom, 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 boom. I don't even know. Why does this not seem correct to me for some reason, though? And then the year before, this is when Dylan got first. Champion. He beat Nate in the champ. I forgot about that too. I forgot you beat Nate in the championship. That even adds more. Hold on. Why does it make the chat so little? There we go. Now they're married. Correct. Wait, who's married? I don't even know who's married. No champion. No KAP the champion. I was third place that year. Whatever. Not anything cool. That's, I think, the highest I finished. Yeah, twice. Dirty Mike and the boys, 2021, third place. 2023, I was third place as the Guggenators. No KAP won the championship that year. So historically, how many? Oh, yeah, that's about it. That was the year I got last, guys, and I ran the 13 miles, drank a bunch of brewskis. Oh, what happened here? Is it frozen? I do believe. Let's see. Still dreaming. My thing is tweaking. Let's see. Why did the camera start working? All right, hold up, y'all. Give me 30 seconds.